about the key to happiness. Happiness is something that we all desire and strive for. However, happiness is something that eludes so many people. And the question becomes, if we desire happiness, why is it so difficult for us to get it? Well, first of all, we need to know that God wants us to be happy. And in order for us to be happy, we have to figure out what's the key to this happiness. You know, when God gave his people the law through Moses, the law was hundreds of rules and regulations, but then it was condensed down to what we know today as the 10 Commandments. And so God's people tried to live according to the 10 Commandments. And then Jesus Christ, he came and he stepped on the scene, and his very first lesson, I'm talking about the Lord's first sermon, it was on happiness. Did you know that? Yes. I mean, it's so important for us to be happy that Jesus, his very first sermon, had to deal with happiness, and it was called the Beatitudes. Now, it's interesting to take note about this particular thing. The Beatitudes that Jesus taught on, there was 9 of them, 9 Beatitudes, and yet there was 10 commandments. So what do that tell us? Well, already, if we try to find happiness based upon what we should or should not do, that's the 10 commandments, we'll come up short. Our best efforts will always come up short as it relates to trying to keep those commandments. And so it's so critical for us to figure out what is the key to this happiness. Well, I can recall when I was in elementary school, I went to visit my father who lived in California at the time with my family there. And while in California, I was washing dishes one night with one of my siblings. And while we were washing dishes, I made the mistake of dropping and breaking one of our drinking glasses. And the sibling who was washing dishes with me, they looked at me and said, "Ooh, Tyrone, you in trouble. You broke that glass." And I felt so bad, and I was scared that my father, if he found out that I broke that glass, I would be in trouble. Well, you know what kids do. They look for any way to get the upper hand on each other. And I was the youngest of all of my siblings, really still am, of course. And so that particular sibling, they used that entire summer in California to haunt me with that accident. And so my sibling would always tell me, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm gonna tell Dad you broke that glass. And so my mind was so in fear, and I thought about if my father found out that I broke that drinking glass. So I was either thinking about the past, what had occurred, or I was in fear, thinking about the future, what could happen. Now, whether I was having regrets of my past or fear of my future, it was robbing me of my present. And that's what the devil tries to do. He tries to bring up your past and make you feel bad and make you feel regrets about your past. And if he can't succeed in that way, he'll bring up your future. He'll cause you to worry about your future. And therefore, whether it's your past or your future, you can't enjoy now. And that's the key to happiness. It's living in the moment, living right now. You can't control what happened in your past, it's over. Nor can you control what's taking place in your future because it hasn't even happened yet. And that's what causes us to become unhappy. You know, Jesus said as his followers, we must take up our cross daily and follow him. I don't know if you ever thought about this, but our cross, it must resemble his cross. How so? Well, Jesus' cross came equipped with 2 thieves who were also on their own cross. Well, if we're going to carry our cross, we need to know that our cross, it comes equipped with 2 thieves as well. The first thief is the thief of regret. And the second thief is the fear of the future. And when Jesus was on his cross, about to die and give up his life, the fear of regret, that thief said, if you be the Son of God, get us down. And Jesus never spoke to that thief because there's nothing you can do about the crime that you've committed. It's nothing that you can do about what has already taken place. However, there was a second thief, and that thief was the fear of the future. And this is how he spoke to Jesus. He says, hey, I deserve to be up here, but all I'm asking is when you come into paradise, when you come into your kingdom, Lord, please remember me. And Jesus spoke to that thief. And what did he say to that thief? Jesus said, this day you'll be with me. That is powerful to me. Why? Because how Jesus handled the thieves that was on his cross or near his cross is he said, I'm living in the moment. This is the day that the Lord has made. So let us rejoice and be glad in it. My brother, my sister, that's how you deal with the thieves. That's the regret of the past and the fear of the future. I call them thieves because they rob us from the joy that we can have today. It was Paul who said, I'm forgetting those things that are behind me, and I'm pressing toward the mark, the high call, that is the prize of Jesus Christ. That's how you deal with the regrets of the past. I'm forgetting those things that are behind me, and I'm looking forward to those things that are before me. And then it was Jesus himself who said, take no thought in what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, or where you will even live. For your Father knows what you have need of. And he says, the issues of tomorrow, they'll take care of themselves. And so that's how you deal with the fear of the future. You have to take no thought. Again, it was the Apostle Paul who said to us, whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are lovely. He says, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. And so my brothers and my sisters, see, you have to decide that you want to allow your past or your future to rob you of today. And so the key to happiness is simply living in the moment. This is the day that the Lord has made. And so we can rejoice and be exceedingly glad in it. Hey, remain safe and remember, God is real.
Have a secret. Okay, it's not a secret, but it feels like it's a secret. It feels like tea. So I'm just gonna share it with you because I know we're all a little anxious about what's going on. However, this book, 23, The Psalm That Calms the Soul, could not be more relevant than it is right now. Whatever the results of today and tomorrow and the rest of this week are, I'm telling you, you're gonna need to do the mental work to keep yourself rooted and grounded in the love of God. That is where this book comes in. And the tea is, it's now available on ebook. Oh my gosh. Now granted, I take this book with me everywhere that I go, including my office, but this means that you can take it with you wherever you go. It could be on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop. There is no point for you to be walking around stressed when you have resources like this available. 23, The Psalm That Calms the Soul.